Hello and welcome back to our channel. In today's topic we are going to talk about error handling. It's the key in developing a seamless JavaScript application. Sometimes when we run our programs we encounter some errors. Those are either syntax or logical errors. And throughout our code editing we try to minimize those errors, right? But there are situations that some errors are known for us and those can occur. In that situation, we have to think carefully, otherwise the application could crash. And this is something that we don't want at any cost, so that the application crashes at runtime. In order to reduce that or to not to experience this situation, JavaScript introduces try-catch blocks. This is used for exception handling in JavaScript, and it allows you to define your block of code that you think an error could occur at those places, right? And here, instead of crashing, JavaScript will allow you to print some errors to the screen to let the user know that there is a problem instead of crashing the whole application. Then it means that the rest of the application will work as normal as expected. But at this point, when an error occurs, you just notify the user that there is something, but the rest of the application could go normal. That's the situation that we are looking for using try-catch in JavaScript. Let's see this in action. For that, I will try to introduce some variables. Let name equal to John. Let greet equal to hello. And I console log greet plus name. So here I would see in the screen, hello John. We are concatenating greet variable with the name variable. Everything is fine. Let me have something down here saying that application is still running. Okay, up until now everything is fine, everything is working. No crash, but I want to introduce some crashes here. And for that I need to have another variable. I would say full name equal to name plus last name. So in this case last name does not exist. There's no last name variable in our program, right? And this will lead to crash. Let me run it. Here as well. I see. There is a crash, they cannot find variable last name, but the rest of the application stopped working because it crashed here, so there is no application live anymore. And this is a situation that we don't want to experience at all, and for that we use try-catch in JavaScript. So we surround everything that potentially could generate an error inside try block. So this is the part that you test your code against errors. And then you catch if it happens. If an error occurs, you catch it in this block. This is the block. And we normally use this block to log the errors for the follow-ups, for the user to see there is something happening. Let me console log an error occurred at runtime. So we print this one and saying the user that there is a problem. You should check. Now if I run the application, I see that an error has occurred. Great. But the application is still running. And this is the situation. This is the ideal situation that we have to look for, because we should not have our applications crashed at runtime. This is costly. This should not happen. There is another block for the try-catch, and that is called finally block. A finally block will run regardless of a catch that happened because of an error. Even if there is no error, there is no catch, error caught, you still have the finally block running. That's optionally. You can have finally block or you can just ignore it. But This is a good practice when you have external resources and you want to release them once you are done with this part of your code. Let's say that in this block of code you're connecting to a file server outside your application, and you have to make sure that when you are running your application you use the file server, you interacted with it, and then when you're done you just try to close the connection. And finally block is the best place to do this cleaning. Why? Because the catch block is executed only if there is an error, right? And we don't want this. Sometimes maybe there is no error, but we have to kill our connections, external connections, to free some resources. And this is the place that we do. So I just print something, house cleaning, and as you can see I have house cleaning running. Although there is an error, but if I try to stop this error, there is no error anymore, but still I see hello John, house cleaning, and application is still running. So no matter what, your finally block executes, and this is a very good place to free up the resources that you have used, right? So thank you so much. This is the exception handling in JavaScript. I hope you enjoyed. See you soon. That's it for today's episode. If you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Feel free to drop your question in the comment section below. Till our next session, happy coding.